All right, here we go. Hold on a second here. I have to do the things. I have to do the needful. Let's see, I have to open up Twitch and get my little Twitch chat going. All right, got my Twitch chat going, and I got my my brain's dead. It's been a very long week. All right, I've got my YouTube's chat going. I got my Twitch chat going. We had a big crowd in here. They have left, and we've just got about 4 people in right now, which is nice. It's been busy all day. This is the slowest it's been, and I'm kind of enjoying just the little bit of downtime. Might pick up later. We'll see. Yeah, kind of a crazy busy day today. It started out slow with not a whole lot of people in for the first hour, and then after that was it. Just nuts. Nuts all day. People in and out of here. So, but it's good. Busy is good, right? Sophia is not around. Sophia is in BC. She will be there for about a month and a half. I think she comes back, without looking, it's like the last week of October. And I'm working here on what we're calling Operation Hush Hush. Project Hush Hush? Project? One of those. Something Hush Hush. I'm working on that now. So she'll miss all the fun on that until she gets back. And we're actually closing. We've gone back to winter hours, so we're normally closed in the winter on Monday, Tuesday. And then we do weekdays from noon until 8 or 9, depending on the day. And then Friday, Saturday, we're open noon to 11. And then Sunday, normally we're open until 8. But for the next couple of weeks, we're closing on Sunday at 6:30. And we might actually leave that for the winter because we get a lot of people in during the day on Sundays. But then usually by like dinner time, traffic dies down to next to nothing, and maybe we'll get a person in or 2 people in or something. But it can be kind of rare. But we'll have tons of people in during the day. So we might actually run with the closing at 6:30 or something for another month or so to see how it goes. But anyway, because I'm working on this other project, we're going to be closed on Wednesdays for the next 2 weeks. So we'll be closed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll be doing that, and and hopefully it won't take me very long to finish, and then we can go back to regular hours. So, but it'll be good. It's a fun project. It's a good project. Everybody will hear all about it when it's finished. But until we're finished, it's Operation Hush Hush. Or Project Hush Hush, or whatever the hell we're calling it. I forget now. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. I actually might have found another cool drink supplier. One of the drinks I've been trying to get in here is Green River. It's something I used to get on the West Coast. It's a lime drink. I actually think, for some reason, the island is really into their lime drinks. There was a lime Ricky that was made here by a company called Siemens. They made that and a couple other flavors. And everybody remembers it. I think it hasn't been around for about 15 years now, but a lot of people kind of are nostalgic for it. They love it. So we sell, one of our biggest selling drinks is Pop Shop Lime. And we blow through so much of that. We sell that more than anything else in here. So I want to bring Green River in because I used to love it, and it's very radioactive green. Like it's really green. It's kind of fun. But yeah, I used to love that when I was a kid, and I think that it would sell really well here. But I've been trying to get in, but it's really hard to find in Canada. None of the distributors I work with in Canada have it. So this company, they have like 500 different soft drinks, and sure enough, they've got that. And they also carry New York Seltzer, which I think would be fun to bring in. I think people would like that. I really like New York Seltzer. I would get that on the West Coast too. They have some of the weird novelty stuff like butter flavored pop and just kind of the novelty ones that you might sell 1 or 2 a year, and then people are buying them and giving them as a gag. I don't think I really want to bring those in. I mean, they do have a shelf life. They are intended to be consumed. Although I think most people buy them because they've got a goofy name, like it's like dirt flavored soft drink, and so they buy, oh, I got the dirt flavored soft drink, and they put it up on their shelf or something, or they give it to someone as a gag gift. But so I want to avoid those, at least right now. That's a lot of money to shell out. Like if you can only order like butter flavored soft drinks by the case, you have to get 24 of these stupid things in, and then who knows if anybody's ever going to buy them. They just, maybe, we'll see. I need to find someone who actually sells those and just say, like, how many of these like dirt flavored soft drinks do you actually sell? Like, I mean, if they trickle out over the course of a year, then I guess it's worth the investment. But not something I'd want to leave refrigerated and have a special shelf or something for it. We got in the Oreo flavored Coca-Cola this week. And I've actually sold quite a few of them. A lot of people see it and they're like, oh, I've heard about this, I want to try it. And so far the results, like what I'm hearing, people are like, oh yeah, it's pretty good, not bad. So that's nice. I haven't tried it. Sophia and I were talking about trying it, and so I actually have a can. I've set it aside. I'm gonna wait until she gets home, but we're gonna try it together. Maybe I'll set aside 2 cans so we can, because they're little cans. I probably won't like it though because it's sugar free, and I don't usually like the drinks with like aspartame and all the fake sweeteners. That kind of overpowers any other flavor, like that kind of hangs around. I don't really like those. I don't drink a lot of soft drinks, so if I'm gonna have a soft drink, I'm okay with having sugar in it. So. I am going to duck in the back. I want to make sure that all my sound and everything is running, so I will be right back. I think she comes back without looking. All right, seems to be working. Sound seems to be working. Awesome sauce. All right. What else is going on? There's so much going on that I can't talk about. It drives me up the wall. If you if you want to know more about Operation Hush Hush, we've started feeding things to our Patreon page. So you do have to sign up for the Patreon thing. The cheapest tier, though, the lowest tier is the one that supports the crows, and then the one after that is the lowest tier if you want to see the updates. It's like $5 a month or something. And that I'm doing updates as things happen with this project. So if you want to find out about it, you can go there, and I'm talking about it there. So let's see, what else? Nothing that different going on here. We're done with the bulk of our tourist season, although we had two people come in, or two couples came in. Hold on a second. All right, this one, did you know how to do the ball eject thing?
No.
All right, so when the ball drains, you'll have to use this to lift the ball up every time.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't automatically eject it, so you push this in.
Oh, okay.
It hangs people up sometimes. And I completely forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about? I'm so tired. It's been a long week. I remember. Had an older couple came in. There were two older couples came in, one right after the other. First one came in, and the woman started talking. She was probably in her, I don't remember how old. She wasn't old, but she started talking. I was like, oh, that sounds like I recognize that twang. That sounds sort of like West Virginia area. And she said, no, it's actually, the east side of Tennessee. I was like, oh, kind of close. So we started talking, and they were here on vacation. And then immediately after that, an older couple came in. She told her husband that they were going whale watching. He was really into pinball. They're here on the island on vacation. She told her husband that they were going whale watching, and she brought him here, which was pretty cool. And they were from Kentucky, which was kind of funny. And they had a blast. Like he was totally, he walked in, he was like, wait, what, huh? And he would play a game, and then he would walk across the front here with this big grin on his face, and then he'd go over and play like Palooka, and then he'd walk over to the other side of the room with a big grin on his face. Like he was in heaven. It was really cool. She didn't play a whole lot. She played a few games and stuff. Then she mostly kind of just sat, and we chatted for a while, probably about a half an hour, while he was off doing his thing, and I had some free time and stuff. Yeah, nice couple. They were fun to have in. Well, I brought up the crows, the lowest tier of the Patreon supports keeping the crows and treats and peanuts and healthy foods. Oh, hold on. Right. $3.74. Go ahead. It's thinking, it's doing it. You're good to go. All right, thanks. So of the crows that come around, there's Krobin and Lilu, Krobin I can tell apart now, not by how he looks, but by how he acts. Lilu I can tell who she is when she caws, because she has a very unique sounding caw. There are two that were born this year. that are still coming by every day or so. I used to be able to tell them apart because they were, young and skinny and kind of gangly, but they're starting to fill out now, so it's getting harder and harder to tell them apart. But then there's Lefty. Lefty, you can identify. He has his left leg had something happen to it. I think he was one that would come around on a regular basis, but something happened to his leg. I don't think it's a birth defect, because he seems to know me. He sees me and he comes over. So, but yeah, his left leg he can't use it. It's kind of hangs off to the side now. It's broke or something. I don't know. But he seems to be doing fine. He's getting along fine. He can do everything he needs to do. He is a little bit more cautious around people now because I think that he feels like maybe he's a little more vulnerable. There's one more that I've identified and named. His name is Joe. Joe, we know because he's got some sort of growth going on his toes, and I don't know if it's avian pox or if it's just some sort of like warts or something. Don't know. They don't look like sores. They're not weeping. They don't look problematic. They don't seem to bother him. But he's just got a bunch of like blobs all over his paws. So that's Joe. Joe comes around every day. So it is kind of nice to have some sort of identifier. You can kind of keep track of them. Because if you got a big pile of crows together, it's hard to tell one from the other. But yeah, I'm surprised that I know Crowbin. Like I can tell he comes up. If a crow comes up and sits there, I can tell if it's Crowbin or not by the way that he acts around me and the way that he looks at me and stuff. He's pretty cool. He's the friendliest, but I still don't let him get close to me. Hey Nick, how are ya? Kind of a slow night in chat tonight so far. But talking, if you just joined, I'm gabbing on about the crows, our regular crows that come by and hang out around here, and they come by and hang out because I'm a sucker and I feed them, and I like them. Crowbin started it. When I was working on the space, getting it set up, I'd go and hang around outside, and Crowbin would just come and sit next to me. It was just, the railings were out there, and he'd just kind of sit there and like look at me like, do you got like stuff for me? You got food or what's going on here, buddy? And he'd come by like every time I go out there. So I started bringing stuff in for him, and then the rest of them got to know me. And so now there's a family of anywhere from 5 to 7 or so that work this area and come by. We did have ravens coming around for a while. There was about a month or two in the summer, in the spring and summer, where there was 4 or 5 ravens. Sorry, got a bug. 4 or 5 ravens that were coming by. Big guys, but they were really shy. The crows hated them, and so the crows always harassed them whenever they came by. And I haven't seen them for a while. I haven't seen them or heard them. But yeah. So, Nick, if you're just tuning in, you didn't catch the earlier gabbing on. Sophia's not in tonight. Sophia is in BC. She'll be there until the end of October. She's working on the BC elections that are going on there. So she's busy. She does that just about every time they have an election. She has to go back there. But she said, this is the last of it. The last time I'm doing it for a while. Almost done with your Black Rose. Last issue I had was the audio. Ordered 2 new speakers. Is it kicking on audio? Like, is it playing as just the speakers are trashed? I haven't played a Black Rose in a really long time. I hardly ever see those. There was a place, where was it? There was a place in Vancouver that had one. Yeah, it's one that you don't see very often. I don't work on CRT tubes very often. Well, I shouldn't say very often. I should say never. really what has happened in a couple of these games, the CRT stops working, and I'm like, yank, and I put an LCD. So I have 4 or 5 video games that have some kind of quirky little problem. And I just don't know enough about like the ins and outs of video games yet, because I haven't really worked on them. So, but there's a guy over near Moncton on off island, and he does that. He's trying to build up a company and do it for a living. So I talked to him, and we're going to line up a handful of these video games that I've got that are having issues, and then we're going to hire him to come over. He'll go through, he'll fix what he can, he'll bring some stuff with him. And like one of them I know in particular needs a new flyback. I could probably change that myself, but I've never done it before. So I kind of, it's one of those things where I kind of want I want to be there and watch someone else do it, just so I can kind of see the odds and ends of it. So I can get that particular part for him. We can look and see what kind of chassis this is, and then we'll figure it out. He can pre-order it, bring that over, and just swap that. Then anything else, he'll make a list of like, okay, well, I need this needs a cap kit, or this needs this or that or whatever. And then when he gets all of that, then he'll go home, he'll get all that stuff compiled together and ordered and whatever, and then he'll come back a second time to finish it. And that's going to be cheaper in the long run for us, because there's 4 or 5 machines. Every time you go across the bridge, it doesn't cost anything to get onto the island, but it costs $55 or somewhere around there, $50 to get off the island by the way of the bridge. So if we go and take a machine to him, come back, and we go a week later and we go pick it up, that's $100 out of the gate just for that and whatever gas. So it'll be better for us. I mean, that's per 5 games. So you're looking at $500 if we take them over individually. So it'd be cheaper to just give him travel time twice and pay for it. It is better, yeah. So that's it. Nick says audio board is great. This Valley have 3 speakers wired in series, 6-inch in cab and a 5.5-inch in panel on the top left, and a tweeter top right. I had test speakers verify that only one was working, was the tweeter. Scratchy sounding, not bad. I'm actually looking at getting some, speaking of speakers, I'm looking at getting some new speakers for the arcade. There was a guy that I met. I was working in Vancouver. I was working in a building in Vancouver. And there was a guy who worked a couple floors down, or maybe a couple floors up, I don't know. We run into each other in the elevator and chit-chat and whatever. And they had something, I think they had something going on with something in their office, some computer-related thing, and I had gone down and looked at it for them. And so then that company ended up closing down. And he says, there's a whole bunch of stuff here that the owner is selling. Are you interested in any of it? I was like, I don't know, let's have a look. So I went down and looked, and they had, they were doing trade shows, so they had a bunch of trade show stuff set up. And one of the things they had they had an amplifier, they had a speaker box, speaker selection box that went from like 2 different amps to 4 different speakers, so it was like a matrix type selection thing that you could do. And then he had like 10 of these Yorkville speakers. And it's actually what I have up in the center thing up there. Let's see, can you see them? No, you can't see them. Anyway, so they had like 10 of these things, and I ended up getting them for $15 each or something like that. And all the it was a couple $100 for everything. It was a pretty good deal. So I had those. So I had like there's 4 of the Yorkvilles in here, but they're fine at lower volumes, but if you start to crank them up, they start to get a little squealy. So I'm trying to find something else that'll fit in here, and I'm thinking of just getting a couple of there's some powered PA speakers with like 15-inch subs or 15-inch woofers and horns, and that probably would be fine for a space like this, and even bigger. So I'm looking at a couple of different companies, like JBL makes some, Yorkville makes some. There's a company called Alto. I've never used their stuff, but they're all going to be kind of about the same, really. And especially for what I'm doing here, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not like I'm mixing records on them. So, same cabs and speakers like Dr. Do the Party Monsters. Okay. Speakers are above the back glass. I don't think do I have anything like that? I think all my Bally. Yeah, I don't think I have any Bally's that are necessarily like that. What is Blackwater? No, I think Blackwater is like a down firing type speaker situation. And Strange Science I think is as well. I don't think it has a... Yeah, it's the same. Unless there's something, does that have a little grill in the front? I can't tell. I don't remember, honestly. No, I think it's just one of the down firing type situations. Just registered the game on IMDb. Serial number, I realized actually has an import 220 volt that was converted to 120. Huh, interesting. Blackwater. No, sorry, Black Rose, right? Oh, okay. I see. Okay, I see this. The speaker configuration now. Right. I remember. Can I go to the browser? Will it show you? There it is. There. Zoom in. Right there. Speaker, and then one in the cab. I like the little sword thingy. I think that's cool. I've played it. I don't remember a whole lot about it, though. Yes, I know it's one of those ones that you just don't see very often around. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just flipping through scenes here. So I don't like that one. Oh, can't do Camera Safari Adventure Time without as a static one. That's boring. Canon assembly was a pain. Yeah, you know, it's funny about with some of these like Roadshow, like they're so complex, and then just fixing a little simple problem is like a 2 or 3 hour session just to replace like one stupid little thing. It's crazy. Yeah. Let's see if there's a picture of the cannon assembly here. No, it doesn't show anything. It doesn't look like upper playfield. No, it just shows the exit hole for the cannon thingy. What is it? Is it different than just an upkick? They don't have those under the cabinet pictures. Yeah, here's one. I should move over here so you can see what. There's Sophia. Hello. How are you? How are you? I don't think we can really see anything. Nope. So, Sophia, how's Vancouver? How are things there? Busy. Not bad. Well, we've been buzzing pretty much most of the day here. We had first hour was a little bit slow, and then we had people in, and it just was like pretty much nonstop until the last party left, and then when they left, and there were a couple other people that left around the same time. There's 4 people in here now. For 8:40. One couple is staying until 8:45 and the other is staying until 9. And this is the slowest it's been since earlier. Yeah, so it's kind of nice. It was getting really loud in here for a little while with all the kids. Good group of kids, but they were a little shouty and rambunctious. Not in a bad way though. They were good. Yeah. Pics of it on Pinside. Okay, let's go have a look. Sorry, I'm looking. I should switch over here so that you can see what I'm looking at. Sophia says sunny at the moment, but looks like rain is on the way, and might get some date nights. Yeah, we might do. We got that starts in a half an hour, so we'll see what happens there. All right, let's see. So far, I haven't seen a mechanical shot. There's this. There's a buck there for it. Okay. Load more images now. Do it. Do it. Maybe not. Can I go to this and forward to it? Yep. Huh? So pop bumpers here. A little up kick there. So it's like a little subway kind of thing going on here. And then this motor and spins. Is this what you're talking about? This motor and subway business? Hi. Selection of all different flavors.
Absolutely. I haven't seen Pop Shop since I was a kid and we had Zellers here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we managed to get all the flavors.
Yeah, I was really surprised to see them there.
It took us, it took a while to get grape. You couldn't get grape anywhere on the West Coast for
Really?
whatever
Pop
reason.
Yeah.
You can get it in Vancouver and stuff all over the place, and then finally one of our distributors got it.
Yeah. Have you seen the pineapple ones at the Pop Shop?
I have them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I've got a few of them. They're actually down there because I ran out of
Oh,
them.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were the ones that every time I was sick, I would have those.
1363.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I probably, of all of them, the pineapple ones are probably the ones I won't bring back in
Yeah.
because we almost never sell them.
That was probably the reason that they stopped selling them at Zellers too.
Yeah. I mean, I might always have like a few in, but
Yeah.
I won't have a big inventory of them at any given time. So,
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
You ready to
Yeah.
pop that off right now? Is that what you're looking to do?
Maybe. I guess
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
all right, guys, see ya. Right. Okay. That's a vertical up kicker in the back of the game. That's a Davy Jones shot. If you loop around, there's a ramp that opens up and loads. The ball goes underneath the playfield and losing one of the round cannon. Okay, I'll have to look at it and see, because it's been so long. So when I bought the game, there was a part of the cannon that was fabricated badly. Planetary Pinball actually has the prints to make the part. Oh, so you can just 3D print it? That's cool. Is that everyone for now? No, there's two guys here somewhere. I think they're still here. Can we see them on the cameras? I think they're over in the video games. So grateful, that was a big piece I was missing. I've gotten a few games that were really kind of cobbled together in a comical way, but it is a little frustrating. I had my Pinbot, actually. Someone had completely removed the playfield. And so instead of the wiring harness goes up into the back box, and so instead of pulling all of that stuff and doing a couple of disconnects and whatever and feeding it all down to pull the playfield all the way off, they just grabbed the wiring harness and went snip, 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 snip. And then to put it back together again, it was just duct tape, or it was just electrical tape on every single wire. So I had to go through and alleviate that problem. That was fun. I mean, at least it was like, it wasn't an old electromechanical where they had done that and then all the colors on the wires had faded and you'd have to tone out everything. At least I could still see the colors and figure out which wires are supposed to stay connected. Yeah. Not 3D, it's made of metal. They have the Valley license to make the parts. Okay. That's I worry about things like on Nippet, and there's the Balligator, that whole mechanism. They only ever made one of them for one game. So if something breaks on that, you're going to have to either fabricate it yourself or try to track it. Like, I don't think you'll be able to track it down, probably. I guess it depends on what part breaks, but even the little armature that comes out and grabs the ball, if that were to have a problem, you'd probably be fabricating your own. I don't know, I haven't looked. I hear there are a ton of wiring hacks too in my game. It's so funny how people, like they're, like in Pinbot, someone thought, well, for whatever reason, they need to remove the entire playfield. And so they cut the wires instead of figuring out how to just disconnect them from the board. Like it's weird, like what exactly were they doing that required the whole playfield to be removed? There was nothing major, like there was no work done on the cabinet or anything. There was nothing interesting like that. Yeah, so it makes you wonder, like, what are people thinking when they do that kind of stuff? I mean, admittedly, I've done some questionable things because I needed something to start working now, right? Like, we're in here, the game's on the floor, I need to do I don't have the proper part, so I do some kind of cobbled together wizardry. And it lasts for a couple of weeks until I get the part. Or it works fine well enough that I don't even bother getting the part. There's a couple of things like that in here. But I'm not damaging anything by, just cobbling together a little bit of something, but yeah. Oh, do I need more coffee? I have a little over 2 hours to go. I think I'll try to make it without coffee. With whatever's left in here. I had the kids party that was in here on the way out. The mom had bought a big box of, they were like full-size candy bars. And so as the kids were leaving, they were getting like a little can of Pringles and a full-size candy bar. And she came over and was like, here, have a candy bar. And I'm like standing in front of all this other candy. I'm like, I kind of have some already. Like, no, please take it. So I got a Kit Kat. And I don't even think I have any Kit Kats now that I think about it. I now have to look. I think I grabbed the one thing that I don't currently have in stock. Yes, I have no Kit Kats, but I have a magical box of sweet tarts. What's going on here? Oh, it's packing glue from the box. That's obnoxious. Fixed. All right, Nick says, when I was doing the control lamp test, I had one bad diode to replace and all of them. The lamp wasn't lighting in the matrix. I had Genie was driving me up the wall. It's on the switch matrix. Some of the time it worked fine. And then every now and then it would just start scoring. But you open up the playfield and it would stop. And it took me forever to track this stupid thing down. And it was a diode. The leg had broken off of it, but it was just touching And if you grab one leg of it, it looks fine. I visually went through it several times, and then finally when I solved it, I'm like, I'm just gonna pull everything, every single diode in this damn thing I'm gonna check. Finally tracked it down that way. Yeah, that was an annoying thing, and it would run for like, it would run for 2 or 3 weeks and be perfectly fine, and then it was just out of the blue, it would start doing that. I'd lift the playfield up, if I couldn't find it, I'd set the playfield back down again. That amount of shifting was enough to make that diode make good contact, and it would last for another, just ongoing problematic thing. Yeah, it's funny. And there's the same sort of thing going on in my Strange Science, which is down up here. I pulled that because we brought in, we had Double Dragon. We had some games over next door, and we brought them over. Strange Science was being quirky, and I hadn't had a time to sort it out. And it's a switch matrix problem. I think I've checked everything under the playfield, and I think it's actually possibly a cold solder joint on the board itself. That's the only thing I haven't, that's as far as I've got, but I haven't pulled the board out to look at it, but I think that's it. Yeah, the matrix thing is a weird thing because it's, it can be anywhere along 2 legs of the matrix, right? Like it could be directly on that one, or it could be the cross matrix thing. Yeah, it's a weird thing, and it could do weird stuff. Sometimes they're super easy to find, but other times it can take a little bit of troubleshooting. It's really hard in this environment to do that. Like in a shop, it's easy because you have time to kind of focus, but here I'm trying to fix things quick and get them done and closed, because like I'm doing it in between people being in the arcade. So we'll have someone leave, I'm like, I'll go look at this really quick. And I'll get the thing, I'll open it all up, and then like 5 kids come in here, and I gotta close it all up again. So it'd be really cool to be able to like wheel the machine out, throw it into a workshop. I don't have a workshop here, but throw it into a workshop here, put something else in its place, and then I can open it up, I can go and tinker with it, and then if 5 kids come in, I can just leave it open, I close the door to the workshop, and I come back to it. Oh, I did it again. I closed my Twitch chat. All right. There's a good instructional video on Marco Pinball on how to troubleshoot the switch and lamp matrix. I got it, I get it, and but some of it has to do with, like, especially with Genie, I was just originally just being kind of lazy and just expecting to see the problem. I knew it was probably a diode, I knew it was something like that. It was a diode or something was shorting out, and I thought I'd be able to just kind of see it. But yeah. I did a video on, there's a problem on big guns, I think. Switch matrix on big guns, and I talked about that. I thought about doing another one on, maybe actually that's a good one to do on for Strange Science, because it is not part of the it's part of the matrix. The problem is part of the matrix, but it isn't under the playfield. And so it'd be nice to be able to show that. Sometimes it just, you go back up to the connector and it's there, right? Because it's either going to be in the connector that connects, in the little Molex thing, or it's the pin that comes off of the board. I think it's the pin that comes off the board is just cold and is broken, because it works sometimes, and everything else is fine. So that's kind of a good. I actually started to make a video on it, and but then when I went to go do it, I was doing it in between being open, or we were open, so I was doing it in between customers. And every time I went over to mess with it, it worked. So I had nothing to like troubleshoot. Like it works perfectly fine. Can I make it not work? No, I can't make it not work. Oh, here comes someone. So I think the very part of the video, I have probably like maybe 3 or 4 like, hi, we're gonna start troubleshooting this machine, and oh, I guess it works perfectly fine. Turn the thing off. I actually haven't. I need to make a YouTube video. I haven't done one for a little while. It's been over. I think the last one I did on YouTube was when. Let's go have a look. I have to keep updating things there to stay in the algorithm. Videos. Last one I did was a month ago. Oh yeah, the Red and Ted vertical upkick thing that we went and did. Yeah, maybe tomorrow if I... Oh, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. At some point I need to just do an update, I think. Let's do an update video. I am only going to continue chat for another 7 minutes. And then, or continue the live stream for another 7 minutes, and then I'm going to duck out. These guys are going to leave at 9. And then I'm going to go around and clean up and do all that. You don't need to see any of that nonsense. So, because we have a lot of buttons that need cleaning from the kids that were in here. And to be honest, I'm really tired. And so it's going to be hard for me to continue chatting, coming up with something interesting to say. We did have a cool guy came in today. He had been following us for years on Facebook and stuff. I think he's local to the island, but he had been wanting to come in, but he just hadn't had a chance to come in. And older guy, I don't know how old he was, maybe 60s, and came in and he went around and he played all the games, and he came up and he was like, oh, this took me back to my youth. Just kind of cool. I like that. It's fun when people come in, they haven't played pinball or anything for a long time, and they come in and maybe they used to play it a lot when they were younger, and yeah, I like that. And I still like the aspect of running the arcade, and you come in here and even if you're kind of having a bad day everywhere else, and then you have a bunch of people that come in, they're just having fun, they're having a great time, and they leave with smiles on their faces going, we'll be back. It just kind of like, makes you feel good. I like that about running this place. It's there can be frustrations, of course, but and now that we've got sort of the building, we've worked things out with the building owner, so the sheer amount of crazy that we have to deal with is diminished. It's a good way to say it. I can't say too much, but that's a good way to say it, I guess. So that was problematic for a while. Yeah, things are going good now. I think we're on a good path. And I think now that's a good place to end it. A good path. Hi. How are you?
Good. Still have the second hour for the nickel more?
Yes. We thought about getting rid of it, but I like it so much I don't think I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to have it now. So $17.25. Go ahead. All right, you're good until I close at 11.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great. All right, so You know what I'm going to do? Instead of ending the chat now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and clean real quick because this guy just came in, and I'm going to take care of that, and then we'll see if I still have enough talk in me to keep going. So if you're in chat, you're watching, you're in chat, chat amongst yourselves. I'll be back in a minute.
He believes in nothing about nothing.
Hey, how's it going? Not bad.
Can we get the 2 hours, please?
You bet. 1725.
Okay.
Go ahead. You're good till I kick you out at 11.
Oh, great, thank you.
Thanks very much.
See you guys. Okay, here we go. I think that's gonna be it for me. Probably a good time. You gotta watch me clean up the machine to prove, look, I actually do clean the machine. Yay! All right, I'm gonna end the chat and end the stream a little early instead of going 2 hours, but I'm tired. So, all right, thanks for watching, everybody.